Coming up today on Morning Drive, our insider is here to give you the scoop on how the best in the world are preparing for a U.S. Open test at Erin Hills.
I heard that it's going to be a long walk. It's a 9-mile walk. That's what I've heard. Everybody, all types of golfers have a chance there, which I like.
Plus, it's Women's Golf Day, and we're taking you live to the sites around the world as thousands of women gather to enjoy this great game. And we're kicking off a Gary Player Fitness series you don't want to miss.
Cha, 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 cha! Hit it, hit it, hit it! Cha, 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 cha!
We get your day started right as Morning Drive tees off now.
Oh yeah, I got it. How about those abs?
You can give Gary Player a run for his money any day.
I appreciate it. Good morning to you. Tuesday, June the 6th, year 2017. This is Studio AP, Damon Hack, alongside Karam. So we're going to have a lot of fun with Gary Player in a little bit. I have a cool story to tell you about Tommy Morrissey. He's been in studio quite a bit. The simulator hitting golf balls, doing the one-arm challenge with Billy Horse. Well, guess what? Yesterday, in the 7-9 boys group in the drive, chip, and putt competition, he won his local qualifier.
No way. So he's off to sub-regionals.
Yes.
In July and August. How cool is this? Hashtag blessed overall winner at the first drive, chip, and putt qualification round with my new Cobra Golf clubs. Hashtag the one-arm challenge. That is incredible.
He's dreaming about Augusta.
He's been a prodigy for a long time, and there is no doubt where this guy wants to go. Well, let's get to what is happening now. And last week, the LPGA issued some projections showing that Eri Jutanyagan would take over the #1 spot in the Rolex Women's Golf Rankings following last week's ShopRite LPGA Classic. However, there appeared to be a bug in the projection tool, and Lydia Ko has in fact maintained the top position by a .01 margin. Ko is not in the field at the Manulife LPGA Classic this week, but Jutanyagan is.
Also happening now, Carr, several notables have qualified for next week's U.S. Open at Erin Hills. You see a couple of major champs in Keegan Bradley and Stuart Sink, the Mid-Am champ and Masters Low-Am Stuart Hagestad, U.S.Am and NCAA champ Bryson DeChambeau, and 50-year-old Steve Stricker will compete on a course 1 hour and 12 minutes from where he was born. And for more, let's say good morning to Lauren Thompson and the insider, Tim Rosafort.
Good morning, Damon. Good morning to everyone at home. Glad to have you with us. So let's hone in a little further on those spots for the U.S. Open, the players that we're going to see, because during these qualifiers, 902 players were trying to weasel in, be there at Erin Hills. Only 72 spots remain. But Steve Stricker, that's an interesting one because he was previously denied a special exemption by the USGA, played his way right in, didn't he?
Some good karma in this, and you think about Stricker playing in Wisconsin and the fan base he has up there, and he's had some pretty good success at a PGA Championship, the 2 at Whistling Straits. He was a T18 and then a T30, and he played in the old GMO, the Greater Milwaukee Open, and actually had a runner-up there in 1998, a couple of top 10s. So hopefully he can respond to the big challenge at Erin Hills and get those Wisconsin people all fired.
I see that. His best finish in this event,
Couldn't
a tie
help
for
myself.
5th
Sorry.
or a solo 5th place. But take us through a few of the other notables that we'll see in a couple weeks.
It's a busy golf course at Erin Hills over the course of the weekend, with DJ Missing the Cut being up there with some of his buddies, and then throughout the course of yesterday. And you see the list of names here, those who played the golf course over the course of the last 3 days. And the nice thing about this, LT, is they were treated to a pure golf course. Andy Ziegler, the owner up there, decided to bite the bullet. He shut down the golf course in October, so no rounds have been up there really until over the course of the last couple of days by you see 3 U.S. Open champions on that list, as well as some other players who have won this year and certainly could be in the mix, especially, I'm not sure if Gene Sowers is going to be in the mix, but he's the reigning senior Open champion. He's been basically camped out up there.
Interesting. So what did they say about the layout, their opinions?
Well, we'll start with GMAC. And we got 3 U.S. Open champions, like I said, and he said it's a great golf course, very similar to what you'd expect from the Midwest. It looks like Whistling Straits at times, but it's a much better golf course. And you see his tweet there that he posted yesterday. Nice move by GMAC, U.S. Open champion from Pebble Beach, of course.
Good stuff. I like the video. We always like to see him posting on Instagram and on Twitter. Wow, that par 5 looks really, really great. But let's get to the latest PGA Tour winner in Jason Duffner. He won the Memorial Tournament presented by Nationwide. He's taking this week off in Memphis to prep up for possibly double major championship titles.
Duffner could be a real factor here. You think about how well he strikes the golf ball, and we just saw that over the course of the weekend. But the big change in him is how improved he is in his putting. And talking to Chuck Cook, his instructor yesterday, here you see him rolling one on a pure green, and he's going to see that a lot up at Erin Hills, some flat greens, I've been told. And the big thing for him and Chuck was not to make putting an issue this year. Okay. So their goal is to no D-cells the entire year. And he looked a little shaky at times, a couple of times up at the Memorial, but he found a golf hole with it. And this really goes back to some assimilation he had. He's Brandt Snedeker's partner at the Shark Shootout, and just watching Snedeker pop the ball so well, he's kind of picked it up. And putting, certainly over the course of his win at Memorial and really over the last year, has not been an issue.
Yeah, Saturday a little rough for Jason Duffner at Jack's Place, but wow, did he fight back on Sunday to get that win. So let's move on to something else that's going on. Tim Rosaforte's going to stick around. But happening now this week, we're going to see a 24-year-old Daniel Berger defend his breakthrough title at the FedEx St. Jude Classic. Now, last year, he entered the final round with a 3-shot cushion and continued to take down the likes of Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, and Steve Stricker by 3 strokes. So to get a better look at that unique swing by our defending champion at TPC Southwind, we're going to send it on over and welcome in PGA Tour winner Robert Dameron and our Golf Channel Academy lead coach Travis Fulton. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, LT. You're right. You cannot talk about the FedEx St. Jude Classic without talking about the 2015 Rookie of the Year, defending champ, Daniel Berger. Good ball striker.
Yeah.
Travis, we're going to do things just a little different today and start at Impact.
Yeah, he is a good ball striker. Since coming on tour since 2014, he's been in the positive strokes gain off the tee and into the green. Works with Jeff Leishman. They've been together for about 10 years. And it's an unusual swing. It's kind of his own swing. It's a swing, believe it or not, according to Jeff. He hasn't looked at his golf swing in probably 2 years on video. They did the work early. They've got it in a nice spot. He's a very good ball striker. And I want to show you a couple things that are probably a bit unusual.
Well, you're saying unusual, but there's nothing unusual about this impact.
Look at
this is perfect.
That's right. So we're going to start in the impact position. You can see here, you look at that perfect impact. This is all the ball knows, right? Little air into the right heel. Look at the left hip cleared out of the way. Of course, good forward shaft lean. Left shoulder starting to elevate to let the club exit through. So this is a really good impact position. But we're going to have some fun here. How did he get here? So we're going to split the screen. So watch this. And we're going to bring him here back in the setup position. Now, he likes to aim left. Everything that he does is really moving left to right. And usually when you see a bowed wrist and the face shut, these players are going to work the golf ball left to right. Now, we're going to bring this line in. There's 2 things I really want to highlight that are probably just a bit unusual that you'll see at this level of play. The first, you're just a starting shaft plane here as a reference point. Watch where the club goes here, Robert. The club head, as he takes it back, it's going to go inside. Most players, we've talked many times here in Morning Drive, the club head's going to stay out above the plane. Now, you can see here the club head just gets a fair amount underneath the plane. I can probably count on one hand on the PGA Tour how many players take the club right there going back. Now, as he goes to the top of the swing, he's got a very strong left hand, very weak right hand, gets it up to the top. You can see the shaft pointing to the left. But here's the second thing that I find very fascinating about his swing. I'm going to bring another line in here, Robert. And I'm going to bring it right there just outside his hands. Watch the path that his hands travel on here. We're going to take it down pretty slow. His hands really drop very vertical. Look at that, just go straight down that line. You'll see most players from here, their hands are going to work a little bit more out this way to shallow the shaft. And with Daniel, he just works it straight down vertically. I find that very fascinating coming down.
It's different because he doesn't have an upright backswing to drop. It's flat and then drop, so that is unique.
It is a bit unique. Now, from here, this is where it gets really, really good. Watch this here. We're going to get rid of that line. He's going to come down to impact. I left that yellow line up for a reason because look at this. Just returns right back to where it starts. That's beautiful right there, returning the shaft to there. Now watch the path of the hands from here. We're going to go one more here to post impact. His hands are going to exit now back to the left. They're going to stay very much on that yellow line. You'll see a lot of players as they come in, the hands will drift a little bit more down the line. And with Daniel, left to right player, his hands return here, and then they just turn the corner beautifully with the rotation, stay on that yellow line, and then from here you're going to see very little face rotation. Watch the club face here as it looks back at us a little bit. As we swing it through, you'll see the club face kind of look back, lay back a little bit this way. No need for excessive face rotation in this golf swing. I love these kinds of swings. It's got so much personality. You look at it, there's so many little outliers in our game, and I think that's where you really learn about the craft of these players and how they can really match up the club face and the path through impact. He does it beautifully, hits that little left-to-right shot, so consistent.
He is a crafty player. Thanks. A good look, a different look, but a really good look at it. Damon, did you soak all that in or not?
I sure did, Robert. I tell you what, Daniel Berger can move it, but so can the guys at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. It'll be held this September at the WinStar World Casino and Resort. The field made up of 96 of the longest drivers in the world, 32 of those coming from local and regional qualifying. Now, each day of qualifying, 16 players advance from local to regionals, and 2 of those players will earn the right to play for the championship belt and their share of a $270,000 purse at WinStar.
Well, on Saturday and Sunday in Mesquite, Nevada, 4 of the 32 open qualifying spots for the Volvic World Long Drive Championship were on the line. A high temperature of 105 degrees plus a down breeze produced drives that were consistently over 400 yards. That includes Chris Ernesius' drive in round 2 on Sunday that literally went off the grid, measuring 469 yards, Damon.
In the championship round on Sunday, Ernesius hit the second longest drive of the weekend, measuring 447 yards. Mark Costello is in with a 412-yard drive. 28-year-old Jim Waldron, who is also a golf instructor, hit the longest drive of the day on Saturday, and newcomer Josh Cassidy has only been competing in World Long Drive events for 10 months. These 4 have guaranteed themselves a spot in the championship field later this September. But tonight, be sure to tune in for the Clash in the Canyon live on Golf Channel. For a preview, let's send it out to our crew out west.
Damon, thank you, and welcome to this oasis in the Mojave Desert, Mesquite, Nevada, about 90 miles to the north and east of Las Vegas. Grant Boone, along with 2-time national long drive champ Art Sellinger. Art, this is a familiar grid, former side of the World Long Drive Championship, so we're going to see in our quarterfinals tonight a familiar face in Tim Burke.
A man that has 2 belts, Grant, and I mean awesome, just incredible speed. He's hit several balls already over 440. To get to this match.
And how much does it mean that he's gotten it done before on the biggest stage?
Definitely the favorite. He will have the hammer tonight.
Well, let's take a look at our brackets. 32 players began the week. We're down to the quarterfinals. He'll take on Dan McIntosh. We'll see another former World Long Drive champion in Ryan Winther.
Yeah, he won right here in 2012, and he's facing Ryan Riesbeck. It should be a great match.
Give me a specific quarterfinal matchup that you have your eye on.
Absolutely number 4, Maurice Allen versus Glenn Wilson Jr. That is a match of speed. Wilson Jr. went 226 on TrackMan last year at the Worlds. Whoever wins that match, I think they make the final.
A bit of history tonight. We'll see the women competing live for the very first time, and whether it's the men or the women, conditions will be a huge factor. And for more on that, let's send it to the 3rd member of our team, another member of the Las Vegas Hall of Fame, Golf Hall of Fame, Jerry Foltz. Jerry?
Thank you, Grant. You mentioned history. We might just see that matched here again tonight. The longest drive ever hit on this well, it's the end of the grid. That's 470 yards because the conditions are ripe for it. We got a firm grid. We're at 1/3 of a mile in altitude. We have 0 humidity and one of the hottest days of the year here in Mesquite. But the big thing, the wind forecasted to be 20 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, so essentially straight down this grid when we come on the air at 8 o'clock. It'll ease a little through our 2-hour broadcast, but right when we come on the air, we could see the longest drive ever hit. Grant?
Well, it should be a lot of fun. The world's longest drivers taking it deep into the night. 8 o'clock start tonight on Golf Channel from Mesquite, Nevada. For now, let's send it back to Orlando and Lauren.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We are looking forward to it. Yeah, tonight, see the biggest names in the World Long Drive go head-to-head. A primetime showdown in the Nevada desert. Don't miss the Clash in the Canyon presented by Golf Mesquite tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But still to come this morning, though, prepare to focus on fitness, and not just with anyone. We've got a one-of-a-kind World Golf Hall of Famer who definitely can teach us a few things on the topic. Gary Player right here in our Golf Channel gym as he and our travel insider Matt Janella kick off a series that starts with his approach to working out in the first place. I know you want to know. And from those 2 dads to you and yours, Father's Day is fast approaching, and our expert shopper, Bailey Moser, she has been busy seeking out the top buys this year in golf. And today, we're going to see what she spotted in technology that could have your dad shooting lower scores, which you know would make him pretty happy. Then step aside, guys, as today is Women's Golf Day. Some phenomenal females. They have paved the path when it comes to the pros, but we're going to check in live to some spots in the U.S. and across the pond with how you ladies at home can also get involved. And it's a morning drive on a Tuesday you don't want to miss. We're just getting started in Studio AP and around the world. So stick with us today and always. You guys ready?
I'm ready. I'm playing golf.
Of course, I know you are, Cara, today.
I'm not invited.
Women's golf day.